Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Bog Panda. I am Kelly at KELLYTHUL on social media. And we're going to talk about Blockbuster. And we're not talking about, that's not the real introduction, but I just had to do it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr.
It's
Mike
not, we're
on
not going to use
social
this.
media. It's done. It happened.
It's
I'm
not going to.
Dr. Mike on social media. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave comments about how offended you are by Kelly's off color humor. And you know what? That might be a t shirt. Go and check out the merch store to see if that's a t shirt. Come back, like and subscribe some more. Make some fake accounts, like and subscribe from those accounts. Do everything that you're doing throughout your day while listening to a gigantic playlist of Hard No, the world's shortest podcast.
And hi, everybody. Welcome to Bog Panda. There used to be a video store in a place called Atlantis called Blockbuster. And we're going to talk about them some today. You see what I did there? So I'm going to take that section, move it to the front, and then splice it back. And so people will never know what went on. But we are going to talk about Blockbuster, kind of, sort of. Home of the your where I learned I did not want a Virtual Boy. It's where I went in and tried one and played it for about 2 minutes and said, "This needs to stop."
I had a similar experience, but it was a Kmart.
That's just it was just not a thing. And both Blockbuster and Kmart are no longer with us. So more Virtual Boy fatalities. Just laid the salted the earth all over the place on things. But the Blockbuster video store was quite the thing back in the day. It's where you could go rent VHS tapes. Guess we have to explain what those are. That was a way for streaming magic started to happen. That was a way that you could record. Think about it as a movie cassette, and you could do those things, and you could go to the Blockbuster place and find all kinds of releases and bring them home. And there was a very distinctive logo to Blockbuster and some very distinctive ways that their cases were done as well. And once again, one of our favorite channels, MadLittlePixel, came across a pretty interesting intersection of worlds because I'm not sure I would have predicted that VHS tape storage and Nintendo Switch cartridge storage would meet at some point in time, but apparently they have. And so this is a way for you to store, I think, up to 12 Switch games and related SD cards in what is a pretty impressive engineered thing in terms of the uh, the storage for itself is the actual would have been the VHS tape. That's what the things are in. And then you take that tape, which is now the case holding the things, and you put that storage container inside another storage container, which mimics the outside of the Blockbuster thing. And it's not a full scale, but it's close. It's probably um, 4/5 scale. I mean, it's pretty close, but it's not real size. So, what did you think of that? And well, you're not a Switch guy, so you're probably not rushing out to buy this, but
No, yeah, that's the only thing with this for me is I'm not a Switch guy, but I did think it was interesting, even though it was Switch related. It caught my attention. I love video stores. And like that whole I was a little bit late to Blockbuster. We had Blockbuster here in Philly, but Blockbuster was like where the fancy people went. I went to like some guy's basement who had a lot of VHS tapes. I went to the kinds of places where they had the saloon doors in the back that you would sneak into to see the adult movies and things like that. Not like the classy, more family friendly Blockbuster. But Blockbuster had a lot of really cool stuff. What Blockbuster did that really catapulted them to the forefront for a long time in the kind of video rental space until Netflix just beat them and left them for dead on the side of a highway. What they did was they not just rented videos, and games because there was a lot of video stores that would rent games as well, but you could actually rent game systems from them, and they sold drinks and snacks and things as well. So it was kind of like a one-stop shop for a family for like a weekend of entertainment kind of thing, which was a really cool idea. And again, not really the way the other places worked. at
Yeah, I
least
mean,
around here.
in the day, it was a really cool way to go because you could go through and pick out a movie or two, then jump over to the game section and pick up, oh, let's try this game out and that game out, which is a nice way to gain some experience with a game before you go out and purchase it. And so that was really cool. And then, of course, the whole thing on the system's really impressive as well to be able to kind of check one of those out. Did you ever check out a video system, a video
No,
game system?
I never rented an entire system. No, you?
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to think which one it was. But I think it might have been a Genesis. I think it wasn't a Virtual Boy. It didn't had zero interest for that. But yeah, I think it probably was a Genesis. Um, but yeah, pretty cool stuff. And you could also rent VHS players. I mean, they had like all the equipment. It's like you don't even have a way to play it. Don't worry, rent the movie, and you can rent a way to play it, and then just bring it all back in 7 days.
For an extra $5, you can come to my house, watch it in my basement.
Yeah, yeah, that's an offer that's not going to be hard to refuse. And so, but it is really cool. I don't, we've talked about different kinds of alternatives for cases on a previous show. And I mean, I like that those better because it carries forward the box art, kind of lets you display, you can kind of see your number of games. Um, for Switch stuff, uh, I don't know. It's just for me, I store them in my case, which I can hold like 8 to 12, I think, because they're not the Switch cartridges is a very small cartridge. And so I've got kind of everything there. I don't have to go to some other location, say, oh, let me pick out a Switch game to do. So I don't know how important mass Switch storage is. For me, it's not gigantic, but I'm also not building a huge catalog of games as well. Although it's been getting a lot of use lately with the Atari 50th edition on there. It's just been a pretty fun way to play it. So it it's probably not for me. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, you got to hit that demographic of people that are going to get major nostalgia from Blockbuster, have a lot of Switch games, and have a Switch, and I'm just not sure how many of the Blockbuster folks are the folks that have strong nostalgia for Blockbusters are.
Yeah, it does seem like a very specific, targeted niche product.
Yeah, I think so. But it looks cool, and so, but let
If
us
I
know.
had a Switch, I would probably get it because, as he mentioned in the MadLittlePixel video, like something like that would be cool for like traveling with.
That's fair. And
And what I think is cool about that, especially thinking of in terms of traveling, it seemed a little bit cumbersome that it's essentially a case inside of another case. But again, for traveling, it is really protected. It's better protection because you have two cases there. So as somebody who travels a lot, if I had a Switch and we're taking that with me, I would probably get this.
yeah, that's fair. I think uh, I think it could work out that way. And then, of course, you have your arcade. You have all the games there. You're gonna have your old timey photo booth off to the side. So, got to work on that. But I do think you've thought about it some. I do think having that wall display of VHS tapes up as well would be a good finishing thing, and this would obviously fit there really well. Would look good, as well as like a number of fake titles that you could put up there. Um, Basically, photoshopping yourself into every major movie franchise and all that, which would be a good look.
It's a good idea.
So what we're here for is to offer good ideas that never happen. So,
Bog Panda.